Tonight, our seniors take their home court in attack as they near the end of their career as a John Glenn High School Muskie player and cheerleader. The athletic department would like to thank our seniors and their parents for their support and dedication to Muskie athletics. And now, presenting our senior cheerleaders.
Oh, they're the same.
Kaylee Crozier. Kaylee is escorted by her parents, Jason and Hillary Crozier. Kaylee's activities include 3 years of cheer, 3 years of competitive cheer, Skills USA, and Spirit Club. After graduation, Kaylee plans to attend Hawken College and study in their dental program. Kaylee Crozier. Our next senior is Avery Diamond. Avery is escorted by her parents, Brian and Mary Diamond, and brother Meyer. Avery has been on the varsity cheer team for 3 years. In addition to cheer, her activities include being a full-time college credit plus student at St. State College and is a member of Spirit Club. After graduation, Avery plans to attend the Ohio State University to major in psychology. Avery Diamond. Our next senior is Claire Goff. Claire is escorted by her parents, Brad Goff and Michelle Yarder. She is also joined by sisters, Carly and Chloe. In addition to cheering for football and basketball, Claire has been on the competition cheer team for 3 years. She is a member of both the National Honor Society and Student Council. She is part-time college credit plus student at Muskegon University. Claire also shows her horse on the American Quarter Horse Association show circuit. Claire Goff. Our next senior cheerleader is Maya Sterling. Maya is escorted by her parents, Travis and Julie Sterling. Maya has been a member of the cheer team for 4 years. In addition to cheer, Maya's other activities include competitive dance, Spirit Club, Ambassador Club, Captain's Club, Big Brothers and Big Sisters, Lunch Buddies, and National Honor Society. After graduation, Mia plans to attend Point Park University to earn a bachelor's degree in sports, arts, and entertainment management. Mia Sterling. Our final senior cheerleader is Emily Vincent. Emily was escorted by her parents, Rick and Amy Vincent. Emily has been cheering for 10 years. She attends the Minnie's Career and Technology Center at the Buffalo campus and is in the veterinary assisting program. In addition to cheer, Emily is a member of FFA, Fellowship of Christian Students, and is a student ambassador for STARS. After graduation, Emily plans to attend Ohio University in Athens to major in outdoor recreation and education. Emily Vincent. Our first senior basketball player is Nathan Walker. Nathan is escorted by his parents, Jason and Sandy Walker. Nathan has served as captain on both the John Glenn High School football and basketball teams. Nathan is also involved in National Honor Society, Captain's Club, Outdoors Club, Meal, Publications, and Ambassador Club. After graduation, Nathan plans to attend a 4-year college while also continuing his basketball career. Nathan Walker. Our next senior basketball player is Caden Walls. Caden is escorted by his mom, Jamie, and dad, Clayton. In addition to basketball, Caden is a member of the National Honor Society, Captain's Club, Outdoor Club, and Media Publications. He is currently working on his private pilot's license. Caden also enjoys officiating and helping our younger John Glenn basketball players. After graduation, Caden plans to attend Jacksonville University to major in aviation management and flight operations to become an airline pilot for Delta or United. Caden Walls. Our last senior basketball player is Benson Woodard. Bexley is escorted by his parents, Josh and Alyssa Woodard. In addition to basketball, Bexley is a full-time college career plus student at OUZ. He is a member of the National Honor Society, and Bexley also plays baseball for John Glenn High School. After graduation, Bexley plans to attend a four-year university to pursue a degree in finance. Bexley Woodard. Please join me in thanking our seniors and their parents with a round of applause as we wish them well in their future endeavors. At this time, the John Glenn Boys basketball boosters would now like to recognize Sheridan's senior cheerleaders and basketball players. Please come to center court and be recognized when your name is called. Carissa Bowers.
This is about
Vera Howe. Cindy Jameson. Reed Paconis. Reed Packer. Blake Turns. And Chris Haynes. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and good luck to both teams tonight.
We're going to be right behind you.
AVC Sports presents high school basketball. Tonight's game is brought to you by Doan Ford, patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance, WB Green Insurance, West 40 Auto Sales, Woodsfield Savings Bank, and Valentine Insurance.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the campus of John Glenn High School, where the John Glenn Muskies, with a record of 11-10, host Muskingum Valley League big school foe, the Sheridan Generals, with a record of 13-8. My name is Mike Snively, and it would be my pleasure to describe tonight's action from the fish tank here in New Concord. We are live on the NASH Icon 107.9 FM Cambridge and 98.5 FM Zanesville. We also can be live streamed on YRPtv Facebook page or the YRPtv YouTube page. Joining me on tonight is Howard Twiggs. He'll be on the color for us tonight. Howard, the last regular season game, hard to believe for both teams, and we've already have some brackets assembled for the OHSAA basketball tournament. What's some info you can tell us tonight, Howard?
For John Glenn, let's start with the Muskies. They're coming off two, let's call it bad losses, if we might, Coach.
To two good teams.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah. Probably two of the three best teams in the league. They lost at Tri-Valley last week, 67-43, and then Maysville last Friday, 53-33. So, losing two in a row on the road, you got to feel better if you're John Glenn about coming home. And again, on senior night, as you well know, most people know, it gives you a little bit of boost, gives you a little bit of energy, and they need some of that tonight because, your confidence can wane very quickly at the high school level. Yeah,
and John Glenn, this is, like we mentioned earlier, this is their last regular season game, and there's a long layoff. They're going to have at least 11. They're going to have 11 days, and then they're going to face Steubenville, an athletic team from the OVAC, the High Valley Athletic Conference. They're going to come in as the 12th seed, but they're going to see some high-level athleticism with the Big Red from Steubenville. Now Sheridan, and I'll let you get on Sheridan, they're going to have a 12-day layoff, and they're not. They got to. How about where they got to drive to?
Chillicothe.
Ironton. So I looked it up on the map. They got to go to Ironton on Wednesday, February 22nd. And I would think that's going to be some country roads.
I've been to Ironton, and I think, as I recall, it was a 2-day trip.
Oh, yeah.
From Zanesville. I mean, you just can't get there.
You can't get there. There's no good way. Yeah. You can't get there.
All the more reason then for both of these teams, since it's your last game of the season and then a long layoff, you've got to win this one because otherwise you're going to go into that 10, 11, 12-day span with a loss hanging over your head. So very important. For John Glenn, they're 9-6 in the MVL. They're 6-3 at home, 5-7 away. So they've played better at home than they have on the road. They lost at Sheridan in January, by the way, 66-45.
Yes.
So that game, I'm sure they looked at the film and said, wait a minute here, what do we need to do differently now as compared to then?
Yeah, and as you mentioned, that game on January 13th back in Thornville, the 21-point victory over Sheridan, it's kind of a game of two runs, according to some people I've talked to. Sheridan went on like a big 10-point run early in the game, and everything stayed even. And then in the second half, Sheridan went on another 10-point run, thus the 21-point win for the Generals. But looking at MVL standings tonight, this one is kind of an important game tonight because both teams are going for third place. They're both 9-6 in the MVL, so the winner would be the outright third-place winner. Maysville's already locked up number 1. Tri-Valley's 2 in the big school, so tonight's game would be for third and fourth. But Howard, the big game tonight's in New Lexington. New Lexington is playing West Muskingum tonight, and I've really liked. I had both of those teams this year. I really like those two teams. They compete well with the big school top-tier teams, but they're playing tonight for the MVL small school. So Sheridan, John Glenn, always a fun game. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to pay the bills, and we'll come back, and Howard's going to give us his expertise on this Sheridan ball club when we come back. You are listening to and watching MVL basketball on the NASH Icon and YRPtv.
In your time of need, will you be happy with your cut-rate car insurance? Will you have the coverages you need? Valentine Insurance is dedicated to protecting you and your family when you need it. As an independent insurance agency, we have partnered with many reputable insurance companies who even have local claims adjusters to provide you with unbeatable service. Are you going to trust a talking lizard to help you with your claim? Really? Don't let this happen to you. Trust the professionals at Valentine Insurance. Call 994-1776.
TikTok Tailgate at Super Bowl 57 is back and bigger than ever this year, live from Arizona. Fans can join the tailgate on NFL TikTok Live starting at 2:55 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, February 12th. Tune in to see your favorite NFL players, TikTok creators, and live performances by this year's headlining artists, Jason Derulo and the Black Keys. You won't want to miss the party.
Let me guess. Unknown caller? You could reduce the number of unwanted calls and emails with online privacy protection. The latest innovation from Discover will help regularly remove your personal info, like your name and address, from 10 popular people search websites that could sell your data. And we'll do it for free. Activate in the Discover app. See terms and learn more at discover.com/online privacy protection.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? My eyes filled with tears. Then on the radio I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge, don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of the guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
Welcome back to the Fish Tank here at John Glenn High School. Mike Snively with Howard Twiggs. Tonight, the John Glenn Muskies host the Sheridan Generals. Howard, what do you think about these Sheridan Generals?
This is a well-coached team. Doug Fisher, a graduate of Sheridan High School, was an outstanding player, by the way, back in the day in the mid-'80s. Excellent left-handed wing shooter from the Generals back then. But this is a veteran team led by Kokonis, Parker, and Turns. And then you throw in a couple of athletic guys. This is a team that is focused well in the half court. They don't press a lot, but they don't make a lot of mistakes. They'll play under control if they handle the John Glenn pressure, because the hallmark of the Muskies, let's face it, is they're going to try and get out and get after you. They're going to try and go 84 feet. They're going to pressure the ball, double team. We saw that continually throughout the whole year for John Glenn. So Sheridan, I think, and that's probably what happened in the first game. We didn't see it, but they handled the basketball. And on the other end, due to their half-court defense, they forced 14 John Glenn turnovers in that first game. So this is a team that will man up. They'll double team the corners. They'll do the normal, natural things. If you wanted to call them plain and simple in a complimentary fashion, that would fit the Generals to a T. They're just a good, solid basketball team, well coached, bunch of hard-nosed kids. Play hard, do the right thing. It'll be a very good test for John Glenn.
It's going to be a really good test. And as you mentioned, Doug Fisher, he's in his 8th year, and I learned this knowledge yesterday doing a little bit of research. In his 8th year, he is Sheridan's all-time winningest basketball coach.
Coached the girls.
Coached the girls as well before that. But we'll hit their starters real quick. Rain Rodich is going to start. His dad was an excellent player back at the old Caddis High School. Mike Rodich had a great career down at Marietta College. A.J. Winters, the 6'2 junior, is going to start. Reed Kokonis, a 5'11 senior. Blake Turnus, the 6-foot senior, along with, and probably the best name tonight of the game, Caden Sheridan, who is also a quarterback. Caden Sheridan is going to round out the starting lineup for Sheridan. Look at John Glenn real quick here. Caleb Larrick's going to start. He's 6'6", averaging 7.6. The junior. Senior guard, 6-footer Caden Walls will start. Will Nick Lazakis, averaging just about 4 points a game and 10 threes. 5'7" sophomore will get the start. Nathan Walker at 6'4", the senior, chasing 1,000 points. He's averaging almost 17 a game. He's getting the start, and rounding out the starting lineup for the Muskies will be Bexley Woodard, the 6'3" senior, averaging just about 8 points a game, has 24 trays on a year. You are listening to and watching MVL basketball on NASH Icon and YRPtv.
Our community is a special place, and you work hard to make a living and build a good life for you and your family. It's not always easy. You deserve a local financial partner to be there when you need them most. At Woodsfield Savings Bank, we live, work, and play here. Our cutting-edge technology combined with local decision-making allows us to deliver unmatched personal service. Let us start earning your trust today. Woodsfield Savings Bank. It's personal here.
Now located at 16050 McConnellsville Road in Caldwell, Ohio. Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is a mutual insurance company established in 1896 for the purpose of providing insurance coverage to rural Ohio. They offer a product to meet your insurance need, whether it is for a farm, rental dwelling, home in town, secondary or seasonal dwelling, churches, or mobile home. They partner with Grinnell Mutual Insurance Company to offer liability coverage to package with their patrons Buckeye Mutual policy. Call today at 638-3604 and follow them on Facebook at Patrons Buckeye.
I'm not buying till I check Down Ford.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there's one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you'll always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. In business for nearly 60 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at doanford.com.
How can you select from insurance companies offering you lizards or ducks? When it comes to protection for your home and auto, you want a company that provides quality insurance products and personalized, fair, friendly claims service. WB Green Insurance represents Westfield Insurance. Their reputation is based on sharing knowledge and building trust. Westfield has been around the neighborhood over 150 years. WB Green Insurance welcomes the opportunity to quote your home, car, and business insurance. Don't be fooled by lizards and ducks. Call 439-1329.
Do you know her?
Welcome back to John Glenn High School. Mike Snively with Howard Twiggs, as we just heard a beautiful rendition of the national anthem from a member of the John Glenn Choir. So we're going to introduce the starting lineups here. Final regular season game of the season. Do you remember back in the day, Howard, they used to play 18 regular season games. Then they went to 20. Last, 5-6 years, 22 games. So.
Right, and back when you played, they had the jump ball after every made basket, did they not?
I thought you were going to say on the alternate possession. Actually, I do remember like in 7th and 8th grade doing the jump ball after a tie-up, but then they switched to alternating possession. I'm going to guess that was like 1988 maybe. Does that sound about right?
That sounds, we'll go with that. Same time around the three-point shot came in.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't think we're too far away in high school, Howard, from seeing a shot clock. I saw a game the other night in Oklahoma. 2 really good teams end up 4-2.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know how I feel about that. One of the beautiful things about high school basketball is because of the difference in talent levels.
Right.
It's more, or I should say, it's less balanced than it is at, say, the collegiate or professional level, where you've got so many outstanding players. High school teams can do different things. Right. So I'm not sure about putting in the shot clock.
If you want to slow the ball down and your team's less talented, but you've got some ball handlers that can take care of it, why not give it a shot?
Generals are going to open up in their road red. Muskies looks like they're going to have their home whites on with the numerals, the maroon numerals. And I think Caleb Blair, no, he doesn't jump center. It's going
to be Nathan Walker.
Yeah, Walker. How about that?
Walker up against Reed Packer. So, and the officials in their black and white stripes. Can't forget the officials. So here we go. We're live here on YRPtv and the NASH Icon. Tip goes to John Glenn. Nikolazakis will walk up the court. Sheridan Generals start out man-to-man. No backdoor cut. Walker saves a turnover. Pressure man-to-man by the Generals. Blake Turns guarding Bexley Woodard here to start the game. Caden Walsby guarded by Reed Kokonis. Rain Rodich is on Nikolazakis. Larix gets it down low, pump fakes, gets a good pump fake, gets a great look. Caleb Larix starts off on a good possession. It took almost 40 seconds, 2-0 John Glenn.
It looks like John Glenn will not press, and they're going to open up in a 1-2-2 zone.
They've been doing this a lot lately, Howard, so got some length on this zone. They're going to move their feet. Sheridan comes out, trying to hit the gaps.
Yeah, the best way to attack that is exactly what they're doing. You can go inside, outside. 3 on the way, no good, but offensive rebound.
Rodich misses it, gets the rebound, goes up with his right hand this time. He knocks it down, so that ties the score 2-2. Rain Rodich, 2 points. Nikolazakis gets the ball crossed, gets a screen from Larrick, dribbles to his right. Good defense by Rodich, who hands it off. Woodard misses the 3-footer. Contested 3-footer, rebound by Turns. He gets it up to Winders, A.J. Winders.
I was going to remark that the best way to attack this 1-2-2, get the ball to the high post and then look to corners, because the 2 defensive guys on the bottom can't rotate fast enough if you can get Arias' ball to the high post.
That's what they did. They just got it to the high post inside the Packer. He kicks it back out. Rodich decides he's going to set things back up top. Over to Kokonis. Kokonis to Rodich. 3-pointer good.
Yep, see, that'll make you get out of that 1-2-2 right away.
So 2 for their first 2. Sheridan leads John Glenn 5-2 here in New Concord. Great crowd here in New Concord tonight. Triple header. This is game 3 of the triple header. Walls loses control, turns it over. Going to be stolen by Packer, who gets it to Kokonis. Kokonis goes to the hole, kicks it out to Winders. Winders' 3 is short. Rebound by Walker. Nathan Walker, leading rebounder on the team, gets the ball up the court, being pressured by Winders. Walker gets a decent look at the 3, in and out. Rebound Kokonis. Kokonis brings it up by himself, defended by Nikolazakis. And underneath, and this is going to be an and 1. A.J. Winders knocks it in. Looked like his jersey was getting held as he was going up. And they're going to get, I believe they got number 23, Nathan Walker, on the foul.
What Sheridan is doing defensively in their man is they're really forcing John Glenn into taking shots they don't like. Off balance, not in the right position, not reversing the basketball. Free throw in and out, no good. Rebounded back to John Glenn, and we'll touch on their offense here in another second.
Yeah, now Sheridan's going to switch it up. They're going to a 1-2-2 extended half-court defense. Trying to trap Walls. Woodard gets it out. Winland, who's checked in for the Muskies. Noah Winland, 6-man off the bench for the Muskies. A lot more pressure now.
Boy, they're just bothering them, aren't they?
Everything's pressured at the top, so they get it down low with a little bit of space. Woodard's shot is off. Rebound by Turns.
Just outstanding
Turns
team
finds
defense.
A wide open Reed Packer, who missed it, was contested though. Walls over to Woodard. Woodard may have got away with some steps. He throws it away, stolen by Winders. Turns, gets it up the court, hands it to Kokonis. Kokonis goes hard to the hole, and in and out. Another rebound by Bexley Woodard. Woodard hits his outlet man, Nathan Walker. Walker gets it across. 7-2. Sheridan leads John Glenn here at the fish tank. 3:56 left in the first quarter.
John Glenn, not a lot of ball screens. They're just doing some of the top side handoff. And they just haven't been able to penetrate inside. There's finally a drive.
And that was a shot and a block. The block was by Reed Packer for the Generals. And that looks like Winders might be hit in the head. And they're going to take, an official's going to take a timeout. He may have got bumped in the eye, scraped in the eye maybe by a finger. They're going to take a look at him.
Yeah, there was action under the basket, some serious banging around. I think maybe he caught an inadvertent elbow. Certainly nothing illegal or unsportsmanlike about it. But he'll have to probably take a seat for a couple minutes till he gets things cleared up. But coming back to the defensive end for Sheridan, again, just hard-nosed man-to-man, not letting John Glenn get contested shots,
They haven't got a good
easy
look yet.
shots.
With the exception of the first shot.
That's it.
By Larrick, that's been it. So Andon Hamner, the 6'1 sophomore, is going to check in for the Sheridan Generals, who lead by 5. To the hole turns, he misses it. Rebound's going to be pulled out by Steele Bates, the freshman. He checks in, 5'11". Bates goes strong to the hole, throws it up with his left hand, but he's going to get nudged on the way up. He's going to shoot 2.
You know, and Sheridan has had it their own way driving inside to the John Glenn interior. They just haven't made shots. I'm thinking at some point, Coach Sheck is probably going to have to put Larrick in just to be that defensive force in the middle, because they've had much too easy shots. Free throw in and out, no good. But Sheridan has had way too many easy chances. Again, if they're falling, this is a 10-point plus difference.
Exactly. So Bates, as Howard mentioned, misses the first one. He's 82%. He leads the Muskies shooting. Second one up and good. And that's going to make it 7-3. Now this time we're going to see John Glenn pick up full court. Nikolazakis, always good on the ball, knocks it out of bounds.
Yeah, this is what their game is.
This is what they play. Run and jump.
And it's only 7-3. And Sheridan is not taking advantages of having the ball inside and making shots.
7-3 with 3:09 left here in the first quarter. And there's almost a near turnover. Winland almost stole the pass. Nonetheless, the Generals are going to set up their offense. So that's Kokonis trying to take Walls to the hole. Good help defense there by, and that was number Evan Anderson.
Yep, drive and kick
Knocks
that
down
time.
A 3. That's going to make it 10-3 Sheridan with 2:40 left here. And now a turnover. Now they're going to get a hold. They're going to say that Reed Kokonis was holding Nathan Walker's arm. And if the referee does not call that, that's going to be another turnover right now. And they're struggling a little bit with the turnovers. So Winland will take the ball out of bounds. Box set here by John Glenn. And that one's tipped out of bounds by Kokonis. 10-3, 2:38 left here at the Fish Tank in New Concord. Sheridan leads John Glenn. Box press again. And this time Larrick bobbled it. It was tipped, but then Caleb Larrick bobbled it and went off his hand, so it's going to be out of bounds to Sheridan.
That will be 4th turnover here in this first quarter for the Muskies.
I tell you, Howard, right now, John Glenn had trouble getting the ball in bounds there. Sheridan.
Yeah, looks
really
like they're going to go
pressuring the ball.
man now, John Glenn. They're going to get out of that 1-2-2.
So Nelson Cameron has checked in for John Glenn. Here's a 3-point shot, missed by Rodich. Strong rebound by Walker. Walker gets it across over to Nelson Cameron, to Bates. Larrick about 15 feet away from the basket, finds a nice pass and a nice left-handed shot there by Noah Winland for his first 2 of the night. That's going to make the score 10-5. Sheridan leads John Glenn.
Yeah, Larrick makes the difference when you can use him as a post-up passer, mid-post area.
And he does pass the ball well for a big guy. Sheridan shot up and no good by Hamner. Rebound to the Muskies. Bates drives in, kicks it out to Walker. Walker back to Winland. And Winland this time lost it, and it did go off of his shoulder. So that's another turnover for John Glenn. Lane Hall and Caden Walls check in for the Muskies.
There's still no press for John Glenn. They just shouted a couple of times. Let's see if they go back to if they stay in the man, go back to the man. But I'm not sure at this point. Yeah, they're going to have to try something else, because Sheridan has done a nice job of just the kick offense after the drive.
And it looks like maybe a flex, but Walls disrupts the play, gets it out to Lane Hall, back to Walls, and he misses the layup. Larrick's there, he misses the layup, rebounded by Rodich. Generals on the run. Rodich goes to the hole. He loses it out of bounds, and they're going to say the ball stays with. It's going to stay with Sheridan. Now, to me, the John Glenn crowd, which we have a large crowd here tonight, did not like that call. So out of bounds to Sheridan, who leads 10-5. Minute 12 left. Kokonis with a wide open three, no good. Rebound by Walker. Just about a minute here in the first half at the fish tank. Mike Snively, Howard Twiggs. Last regular season game for third place in the NBL basically tonight. Lane Hall, he has his pass stolen by Rain Rodich. Rodich goes up the right side of the floor, kicks it, tries to hit Evan Anderson on the fast break, but Walls hustling back, tips it out of bounds. 46.2 here. First quarter, Sheridan 10, John Glenn 5. Low scoring affair.
1-4 offensive set for Sheridan to get it in. The reason the score is low, Sheridan just hasn't hit shots.
No.
They've had great shots, too.
And everything's been tough, and everything's been contested at the end, the John Glenn end. So Kokonis misses the jumper. Rebound by Woodard out to Walls. Walls brings it out, 28 seconds left. Woodard hasn't gotten really a good look. He usually has 3 or 4 shot attempts by this point. I think he's had 1. Lane Hall goes underneath. He's going to get hacked as he goes up. He's going to have 2 shots. I believe they got sophomore Andon Hamner on the foul.
What John Glenn is doing, and they've had some success here the last couple of trips, is they're moving Alaric, who's the biggest body they have, away from the low block area, almost to like a wing, about 6 feet to 10 feet away. First free throw is good. Away from the basket, they're making entry passes to him, and then he's so big and wide that you can't get around him. They're having cutters just go through it. He's just making simple little cutter passes. They're curling off screens on top. So good job by John Glenn.
Yeah. So here comes the second free throw by Lane Hall. He misses it. Rebound by A.J. Winders. Pressure defense here by John Glenn. 13 seconds left. Sheridan crosses the timeline. Walls steals the pass. Nice around the back save to himself. Winland kicks it out to Steele Bates. 2 seconds left. He's got to get a shot up. Throws it up with his left hand. No good. So after the end of 1 here at John Glenn, Sheridan leads John Glenn 10-6. You are listening to and watching NBL basketball on NASH Icon and YRPtv.
Are you paying too much for homeowners insurance? Has your insurance company raised your deductible? Hi, this is John Valentine with Valentine Insurance. Many people can't accurately answer these questions. With many premiums escrowed into mortgages, homeowners don't pay attention to changes to their policies anymore. It's time you visit Valentine Insurance for a true, no-obligation review of your insurance policy. Call 994-1776 or stop by our office at 739 Southgate Parkway in Cambridge.
Welcome back to New Concord. Mike Snively with Howard Twiggs. John Glenn trails the Sheridan Generals in this final regular season game of the year, 10-6. Not such a great hot shooting start for either team, Howard.
Yeah, 4 of 16 for Sheridan from the field and 2 of 14 for John Glenn. But for Sheridan, Coach Fisher has to just be upset with his guys. They've missed
You're right. They've had some good looks.
Shots. You know, for John Glenn, they started to settle down a little bit and started to get some rhythm offense going more towards the second half of that first quarter. I think they're due for a run. You could see some pieces of it as they put a little bit of pressure on in the half court, and they started to come up with a couple of loose balls.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. John Glenn usually has a bunch of three-point attempts up in that first quarter, and they didn't get a sniff because of that pressure defense Sheridan's applying.
Absolutely.
John Glenn brings it out. John Glenn starts out man-to-man. Kokonis was left wide open. Nikolazakis retreats and gets his man. Kokonis goes to the hole. He gets 2 points. He's going to start. That's his first basket of the night. Kokonis with 2 points. So 12-6. Sheridan leads John Glenn. Nikolazakis takes the screen up top from Winland. Good defense there by Rodich for the Generals. Out to Woodard, who they are really, Blake Turns is doing a great job defending the perimeter against Bexley Woodard, one of the better three-point shooters on the team. Nice pass by Walls into Nick Lazakis, but not enough room for Nick Lazakis to get a shot there. Back to the drawing board here for the maroon and white, who trail Sheridan 12-6. Woodard does get kind of a look there. Shot up and no good. Great rebound by Nathan Walker. His rebound's no good. Probably the 4th or 5th missed layup tonight. And then Bexley Woodard comes in and knocks down the putback. So that's a big basket there. Quick timeout here by the officials, and I think it was just a...
Yeah, I think they thought Coach Fisher wanted a 30.
And he did not.
I think he wanted the ear of the official rather than the 30.
Yes. And so good communication there with the official and Coach Doug Fisher. So 12-8, John Glenn trails Sheridan. Kokonis brings the ball up, tries to do what he did last time, just take Nick Lazakis to the hole. This time he gets a little bit of help. This time Reed Packer gets it out, throws it out to Rodich. Back to Kokonis, tipped out of bounds by Will Nikolazakis.
A better defensive effort now by John Glenn. I think they've settled in to their man a little bit. They're still allowing too much dribble drive penetration and not enough help on the interior. But
letting them get too deep.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, getting too deep.
But they seem to have a little bit more intensity.
They do. Kokonis being guarded by Walls, one of the better defenders in the league. He backs it up. Kokonis about 13 a game this year for the Generals. He kicks it over. No foul called. Shot attempt up there by Winders. Rebound by Walls. So here come the Muskies, who trail by 4 with under 6 in the second quarter. Walls turns and throws it to nobody, an unforced turnover. And how many turnovers is that tonight?
6 turnovers for John Glenn here in this first half. They had 14 the first time these two teams met, so they're on pace possibly to have more tonight.
Yeah, that's what you don't like to see if you're Coach Eric Scheck, is that unforced turnovers. Just a little confusion going on out there for the Muskies so far tonight. Rodich kicks it out to Turns. Turns shoots a 3, no good. Rebound by Larrick. He gets almost stripped. Gets the rebound back. Over to Woodard. Over to Walker. Walker goes to the hole. Misses around the rim again. No good. Rebound by Turns. Turns to Rodich. No good. Almost an incredible fast break play there. All for naught. Nikolazakis handles it himself. Kicks it out to Bexley Woodard. Woodard pump fakes. Back to Walls. Over to Walker. A lot of W's in there tonight. There's a lot of W last names. The left-handed pass along the baseline from Walker to Walls. Somehow ends up in the hands of Walker. Walker goes up and he's going to get the and one. So Nathan Walker, just his first basket tonight. Nathan's averaging almost 17 points a game, closing in on 1,000 points. But
and somehow, pardon me, Coach, somehow the offense balanced itself out for John Glenn on that trip. They were just not playing in a structure.
A lot of passes were tipped.
Yeah, no structure there, but they get bailed out by an offensive rebound and then a good putback by a very good offensive player.
Walker, a 77% free throw shooter. Shot is up and good, so 3 points tonight for Nathan Walker. Down to a 1-point game. Sheridan leads 12-11, 4:55 before halftime here, John Glenn. Late start here, by the way. We had a triple header, and the freshman game went into overtime, and we had senior night here tonight. Sheridan goes down, and that was a good rebound by Turns, but it was blocked out to Lane Hall. Lane Hall kicks it to Walker. Walker goes left on the baseline, out to Nikolazakis. Bates tries to dribble. He's cut off. Nice job defensively, man-to-man there by the Sheridan Generals. Woodard goes to set it up, being guarded by Rain Rodich. Pass tipped, almost stolen. Steal Bates. John Glenn living on the edge here again offensively. Howard.
Yeah.
Another tip pass.
And now a double at half court.
And they're going to get a foul. And it looks like they got Rain Rodich, and that's going to be Rain's first.
And and John Glenn is doing some good. They're playing very hard. They're doing some good things, but Sheridan Generals still up 12-11. They have nobody to blame but themselves for their shots tonight. They have just probably their worst game of the season, let's say.
Just not shooting it well. Sheridan's just not shooting. They're getting good looks. It's just not going in the hole for them right now. On the other side of things, though, John Glenn's getting everything highly contested. Walker inside the lane. He goes up. Nice ball fake. Nice move. He can't get it to go again. Gets his own rebound. Goes up strong again. Misses it again. Woodard tried to get the tip in, but it goes off of a Sheridan player. And I tell you what, this thing's turning into a rock fight underneath the basket.
And you know what's interesting, too, is there's not a lot of fouls called.
No, but they're allowed to play.
5 for Sheridan, just 1 for John Glenn. As physical as it's been, the guys have played relatively clean.
Noah Winland checks back in for Steele Bates. 12-11, John Glenn leads the Generals. The Generals lead John Glenn here at New Concord. Easy layup this time for Nathan Walker. He gets his 5th point on the night, 5th of the quarter.
I'm just wondering, there's the timeout. I'm just wondering when Coach Fisher's going to really give somebody a bad time.
He's going to use a full timeout, and we will too. So from John Glenn High School, John Glenn leads Sheridan 13-12. You are listening to and watching MVL basketball on NASH Icon and YRPtv.
Our community is a special place, and you work hard to make a living and build a good life for you and your family. It's not always easy. You deserve a local financial partner to be there when you need them most. At Woodsfield Savings Bank, we live, work, and play here. Our cutting-edge technology combined with local decision-making allows us to deliver unmatched personal service. Let us start earning your trust today. Woodsfield Savings Bank. It's personal here.
Welcome back to John Glenn High School. Mike Snively with Howard Twiggs. John Glenn leads Sheridan 13-12. And I tell you right now, I know you're ready to say something.
I got to say it, Coach.
I'm going to spell it, UGLY, but you go ahead and say it.
I'm gonna go one step further for the Muskies. Unofficially, I've got them missing 8 interior layups.
Interior layups, yeah.
Just point blank putbacks.
And Sheridan's getting good looks too.
Yeah,
and they can't make them.
Ugly's probably a better word than mine.
UGLY. So 3:37 left before halftime.
But this sets up John Glenn's press off the dead ball situation timeout.
John Glenn likes that. So Kokonis gets it across, goes straight to the hole, gets it into Anderson, Evan Anderson, who's in the game, misses the shot.
Power the ball up, my goodness, just out of a timeout.
Had a good look, another missed shot there by the Generals. So Walls sets it up. Muskies lead by 1 here in the second quarter. Walls goes to the hole, no good, contested, rebound by Packer. Packer hands it to Rodich. Rodich gets it across, he's against Winley, he goes up strong. Good shot there by Rain Rodich. He knocks down his 4th point. That gives the Generals back a 1-point lead. 14-13, 3 minutes in the second. Winland in the right corner. Out to Bexley Woodard. Hands it off to Walker. Walker finds Walls. Spins to his left. Good defense there by Sheridan. Rebound by Evan Anderson, the sophomore. Gets it out to Kokonis. I remember coast to Kokonis. Went coast to coast in one game, a lot of times. Shot there by number 11, Blake Turns, no good. Rebound by Will Nikolazakis. And we're going to have, might have blood on a jersey or an injury timeout. Looks like, let's see what happens with Nathan
Walker taking a seat?
I don't think there's blood, but he's getting something checked out. Looks like he's kind of hanging his right arm just a little bit. He's going to come out. The trainer's going to take a look at him. We'll try to get an update on what's wrong with Nathan Walker. She's looking at that right arm. Maybe, just by looking at it, maybe a stinger. Sometimes you get hit in the wrong spot and you get that stinger, and you need your right arm if you're right-handed, obviously. Back to action. Sheridan leads John Glenn by 1. Woodard gets a good look. No good. Larrick goes up, misses the putback. Rebound by Rain Rodich. Rodich gets it up in a hurry, falls down, kicks it out to Kokonis. Kokonis down to Winders. Winders hits the 15-footer from the baseline for his 4th point. That puts Sheridan up by 3. 16-13, under 2 minutes here in New Concord. Now teams look a little tired, Howard.
Yes.
Just a little tired. They've been playing hard, I will say that. Both these teams always play hard. Larrick goes to work down low on the right block. He gets it stripped away by Rain Rodich, but they say it's going to go off of Caleb Larrick.
They're probably a bit too far away from the basket to try and make an up and under.
And so that's going to be another turnover for the Muskies. Minute 33 here left at John Glenn High School. 16-13 Sheridan. Sheridan basketball, Rodich over to Winders, who finds Kokonis. Kokonis goes hard. He's defended, but makes a nice pass to Rain Rodich. He has his 6th point on the night. That's going to make it 18-13. Generals lead by 5 here with a minute 10 before half. Nikolazakis waves Woodard through. Nikolazakis gets some penetration in, but he's cut off. Over to Caden Walls. Walls being guarded by Reed Kokonis. Woodard now at the top. And that's a deep 3. Almost banked that thing in was Walls. Rebound to Sheridan. Kokonis gets inside the free throw line, and he's got an easy basket, and that's going to make it 20-13. All of a sudden, that 1-point lead is now a 7-point deficit for the Muskies.
It's a 30-second break. What's happened is Sheridan coming back to that timeout, that full timeout, a couple 3 or 4 minutes ago. You were thinking at the time, Sheridan has had great looks, they just haven't fallen. And I'm thinking what Coach Fisher said to the guys is, hey, keep playing hard. Sooner or later, it's going to come back our way, and it has now with a nice 6-point run for Sheridan.
Yes, more shots are starting to fall for the Generals. Good point. And still, the struggle bus on the offensive end, putting the ball in the hole for the John Glenn Muskies.
And let's be honest, I think there's 2 things at play. Number 1 is the Muskies haven't shot well, but number 2, Sheridan's defense might be one of the best efforts I've seen all year.
Yeah,
outstanding.
Very good effort. Only 13 points. So 37 seconds and ticking here. John Glenn trails by 7. Nikolazakis gets trapped, and we're going to have a jump ball, but the possession goes to John Glenn.
And Nikolazakis should know better, really, at this point of his varsity
career. Walk right into that.
Yeah, you just dribble right into a double team at midcourt.
And just a sophomore, Nikolazakis, getting the starting spot tonight. Inbounded to the freshman, Steele Bates. Walker deep in the corner, over to Nikolazakis. 22 seconds. At this point, John Glenn might as well go for the last shot. Walls kicks it back out. 15 seconds. Into Walker. Walker goes to the may have got fouled. Rebound by Steele Bates. John Glenn is hitting the glass tonight. 5 seconds. Walls from the free throw line, no good. Rebound and putback, and that was a big putback by Nathan Walker, who gets his 7th point on the night. So that's going to bring us to halftime, Howard, and that's going to put the score at Sheridan 20, John Glenn 15. We're going to calculate some stats, and we will be back after we go to this commercial break. You are listening to and watching MVL basketball on NASH Icon and YRPtv.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? My eyes filled with tears. Then on the radio I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge, don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of the guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
Now located at 16050 McConnellsville Road in Caldwell, Ohio, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is a mutual insurance company established in 1896 for the purpose of providing insurance coverage to rural Ohio. They offer a product to meet your insurance need, whether it is for a farm, rental dwelling, home in town, secondary or seasonal dwelling, churches, or mobile home. They partner with Grinnell Mutual Insurance Company to offer liability coverage to package with their Patrons Buckeye Mutual policy. Call today at 638-3604 and follow them on Facebook at Patrons Buckeye.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency, all over Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah, breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Do you have taxiety? That uncertain feeling knowing taxes are due and you don't know what to do. You're afraid getting help may cost you big bucks and your sanity. Let the Liberty Tax experts show you a brighter way to do taxes. With us, you can get professional tax prep with zero out-of-pocket charges. Visit libertytax.com and schedule an appointment with a Liberty Tax location near you. Valid at participating locations. Terms and conditions apply. See website or office for details.
I'm not buying till I checked on Ford.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there's one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you'll always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. In business for nearly 60 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at DoanFord.com.
Halftime here at John Glenn High School. Mike Snively with Howard Twiggs. We're listening to MVL basketball on the NASH Icon on YRPtv, where John Glenn trails the Sheridan Generals 20-15. And Howard and I, we were just talking at halftime about how everything that John Glenn shoots has been highly contested, and it's probably showing in a lot of the shooting percentage stats tonight.
You know, this is the first time we've seen Sheridan, or at least I have, Coach. You know, I can see from this team, the only way you're going to beat Sheridan is you have to really play well offensively, because they're an outstanding defensive team, and that's what they've done to John Glenn here in the first half by way of the 20-15 score. Now, that doesn't mean it's gloom and doom for John Glenn. You know, I think that if they settle down, get some looks, bang around a little bit more inside. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to use Walker more on the interior. You know, try to get him the ball inside.
He's getting to the hole. He is struggling a little bit around the goal, but like I said earlier, everything's just contested, and Sheridan also switching up that defense. You know, going from that half-court trap to man may have John Glenn confused just enough. Hey, John Glenn led this thing toward the end of the third quarter, and Sheridan goes on a slight run there to go up 5. But I'll hit
6 straight points.
Yeah, 6 straight points. So let me hit some scoring here for both teams. First for Sheridan, who leads 20-15. Rain Rodich had 6 points. He on 3 field goals. A.J. Winders had 4 points. He was 0 for 1 at the line. The only foul shot attempt for Sheridan in the first half. Reed Kokonis had 4 points, all coming in the second quarter. Blake Turns hit a 3 early in the game. He had 3 points. And Evan Anderson, the 6-foot sophomore, had a 3-pointer. Next, on the John Glenn end of it, John Glenn was led by Nathan Walker, who had 7 points. He was 1 for 1 at the line. Caleb Larrick scored 2 points. Lane Hall was 1 for 2 at the line for 1 point. Noah Winland had a basket for 2 points. Bexley Woodard had a basket for 2 points. And Steele Bates was 1 for 2 at the line. So John Glenn was 3 of 5 at the line. Bates had 1 point. I don't know if this has happened this year. I mean, but I'm guessing has John Glenn all year went the whole first half and not made a 3?
Hard to say.
Yeah,
you know, I mean, somebody somewhere will know. Most likely, somebody on that coaching staff knows, and somebody who hasn't banged around a 3 knows.
Right.
You know, I haven't made any, but, you know, I don't think they're going to press. But, you know, you given individual numbers, Mike, let's take a look at a little bit of the team numbers.
Please do.
Again, this is highly unofficial. This is only one guy's viewpoint, but
they're officially unofficial.
Don't hold me to it, but I've got John Glenn shooting 6 of 30 from the field for a whopping 20%.
And that sounds, you know what, that sounds That sounds
close.
good. Yeah,
All right.
you're close, yeah.
How about Sheridan, 9 of 28 from the field?
Yeah, they're not much better.
Yeah.
They're not hitting many more, yeah.
Rebounding, I have Sheridan 24-21. Turnovers, 9 for John Glenn and 5 for Sheridan. So, it's not, it's funny because we're talking about all the things that John Glenn hasn't done well, and there are plenty that they haven't done well, but they're right there. They're down 5 at home at halftime. That's not bad. I mean, this is a very winnable game for John Glenn. They're going to have to tighten up some things at the halftime break. I think for Sheridan, they're probably not going to do much different because they don't look like they do much different than play man in the half court, press a little bit, half court, a few different looks, but that's about it. Drive and kick against the man, try to hit high post and then turn and kick to the corners against the zone. That's about it. For John Glenn, they just need to settle down, run some offense against the Sheridan man, and I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, so basically, if somebody gets hot, they got a great shot at winning this game. They don't have to be real hot. Just hit 50% of your shots possibly. We mentioned this earlier. Tournament, this is the last regular season game of the year. We're going to start the tournaments next week. John Glenn is going to get an 11-day layoff. They're going to play the number 7 seed Steubenville here in the East District tournament, and the winner's going to get Zanesville, and if John Glenn wins, they'll get another home game. Sheridan's got to travel to Ironton. Sheridan's in the Southeast District, as we talked about. They got to go clear to Ironton, who's the 5 seed, about a 2.5-hour trip, and they're going to have a 12-day layoff. And the winner of that game more than likely gets to play New Lex. So, a little trivia question here for the night. 12 teams in the MVL.
Currently 12 teams?
12 teams in the MVL.
All right. Okay.
9 are in the East District.
Okay.
3 are in the Southeast District.
All right.
Who are the 3 in the Southeast District?
What's my prize if I name them?
You're going to get this one easy.
What's my prize?
You're going to get a hand clap.
All right.
I'll give you a pat on the back.
How about 2 of them you've already named?
Okay.
And then the third being Crooksville.
Oh, too easy.
Too easy. Come on,
easy,
Mike.
Yes. So New Lexington, Sheridan, and Crooksville, all I believe in Perry County.
Yes.
So
yeah.
And you think there's some travel in the East District? That Southeast District, there's a lot of travel.
Crooksville ends up sometimes going to like Chillicothe or someplace crazy should they get in the districts. They, Crooksville's not close to anything that would host a district site, so they've got to travel regardless. But they take that if they can get a couple of wins.
And that hot game of the night, and I think we had that score. Dave Hilliard, sitting beside us, gave us a score with the game of the night. Who scored?
Is that West and New Lex?
West End and New Lex. He's going to give us an update here. We're going to start the second half here. 20-15. Sheridan leads. Right now, West End 44, New Lex 36.
That's a final.
And that's a final. So, of course, we did get a late start tonight. So West End will be your small school champs.
How about the Tornadoes?
The Tornadoes, Jeff Rinkus, congratulations, and athletic director P.J. Woods.
Your buddy, Pete Woods, good guy.
Good guy over there in West Muskingum. So Sheridan up 5 here. 7:39, we just started the second half here in New Concord. Mike Snively, Howard Twiggs.
John Glenn in man.
So far, Sheridan's taken a lot of time off of this possession. Kokonis is working on Walls. Takes it down. Walls does a nice job. Nice backdoor cut there by Turns, but he's cut off. So this is going to leave Kokonis open for a 3, and he shoots an air ball.
Interesting. You run almost a minute off the clock, and you settle for a 3.
And miss everything.
Yeah.
So that possession took 45 seconds off the clock. Sheridan's going to be in this 1-2-2 extended half-court defense. No problem with the breaking of it by the Muskies. Woodard finds Walls top of the key, penetrates over to Nikolazakis. Sheridan staying in that zone. Nikolazakis on the left wing.
You need to find Walker.
Woodard didn't have a look. Walker's running the post. He and Larrick going high-low here against this zone. Walls goes to the hole, kicks it out to Walker. in this possession.
Same deal as Sheridan.
Taking a lot of time. And Larry put it on the floor, but he gets it stripped from behind. Sheridan gets it up the court. Nice pass from Rodich. Back to Blake Turns. 2 points for Blake Turns. 22-15, 7-point lead for Sheridan here in New Concord. Back into Larry. Larry picks it up. Out to Walker. Walker shoots a three. He misses. Rebound by Blake Turns. Turns brings it up by himself. Nice bounce pass over to Reed Kokonis. Layup no good. Woodard had the rebound, almost had it stripped by Turns, but it's going to be John Glenn basketball.
And Coach Fisher, who's right below us, by the way, from our balcony spot, not happy, let's say.
No, not happy with that. Exactly 6 minutes here. Sheridan leads John Glenn 22-15. Once again, the extended 1-2-2 pressure by Sheridan, just slowing things down a little bit, making the Muskies think.
Now, they had Walker available last time on their trip, but he just didn't make the shot.
Right. So, patiently.
Go backside to Walker. He's going to be available if he'll just come up out of the corner.
As we mentioned, Walker closing in on 1,000 points.
Right there.
Maybe really close by the end of the season. Turnover there by Woodard. Run out, layup. And that wasn't an easy layup by Winders. He gets the 2 points. Coach Scheck doesn't like what he sees. He calls timeout. We're going to find out if it's a 30. And he's going to go with a full timeout. So we are too. So with 5:24 left here in the third quarter, Sheridan leads John Glenn 24-15. You are listening to and watching NBL basketball on NASH Icon and YRPtv.
Your home and your car are likely your two biggest investments. Protecting them from unexpected damage is a prime concern to WB Green Insurance. They are proud to represent Westfield Insurance, a financial service organization that provides insurance products for your home, auto, and business. Sharing knowledge, building trust is Westfield Insurance's pledge to their customers, along with personalized claim service that's fast and friendly. To learn how Westfield can help with your insurance needs, talk to WB Green Insurance today.
Well, Coach, pardon me. What are we going to do?
Welcome back. What do you think, Howard? John Glenn that trails by 9 here early in the third quarter. Sheridan comes out in a zone defense and kind of stymied John Glenn the first couple trips down. Let's see if Sheridan switches up D's.
The adjustment I would have to make if I'm John Glenn again. I'm glad I'm not the coach, and they're probably glad as well. You've got to get Walker the ball away from the perimeter. You've got to get him inside, high posts, post him up, do something to get him some looks, because he's the guy who can score for you against this really sticky defense.
Very sticky tonight. So Sheridan goes back to man, switches their defense again. Steel Bates goes to his left. Ball fakes, nothing doing. He turns it over. It's going to be a steal by Turns. Turns almost loses it, hands it to Winders. Winders with a nice crossover dribble. And he's going to be blocked by Walker. And it's going to be off the Muskies.
Coming back to Bates on that drive where he just got stuck with nowhere to go, that's just size and strength.
It is. You're exactly right.
He just wasn't strong enough to get the ball up into the basket.
He just couldn't get it there. You're exactly right. Only a freshman, though. So ball inbounded to Winders. And he's going to be fouled out of bounds by Walker, who, in good sportsmanship, helps up Winders.
Interesting, he allowed the baseline that time, did Walker.
Yeah.
And then just had to foul because he got beat off the dribble.
Inbounds here, Sheridan in the Reed Kokonis. Kokonis being worked on by Walls. Kokonis goes right around, misses the layup, rebound, probably 6th or 7th rebound for Walker. Finds Steel Bates. Bates is going to be cut off and double teamed. That's Woodard's one of his first good looks of the night. So Bexley Woodard knocks down the tray. That's his first tray. That's John Glenn's first tray of the night. John Glenn trails by 6 now, 24-18, almost halfway through this third quarter. Backdoor cut, almost a turnover by Sheridan. And we're going to have a jump ball possession. Kata Walls blocked the shot of Blake Turnus. A lot of people call that up and down, but that's a held ball in that situation. And the possession area is going to go to John Glenn. John Glenn trying to get some momentum built here, cut more into this 6-point deficit. Sheridan back to the extended trapping defense. Walker, they do decide not to trap him. Over to Walls. John Glenn has them spaced out pretty good. Steele Bates over to Caden Walls to Nathan Walker. Walker into Noah Winland. Nice ball movement there into Bexley Woodard. And that might have been the best offense John Glenn's run against his zone all night.
Yeah, it's called the half spot, as most people who follow basketball realize. Against the zone, you put a guy on the baseline, it's very hard to defend that spot. It's called the half spot.
You put a guy in a bad spot to figure out what he's got to do here.
Exactly right. First free throw is good by Bexley Woodard, but that's a nice job by John Glenn of getting it to the half spot, and then you get the cutter inside, and the defense just doesn't know how to react to that. They'll probably stay with that as long as Sheridan stays man, or zone rather.
So Lane Hall is going to check in for John Glenn. Bexley Woodard makes his first free throw to cut it to 5. 70% free throw shooter. 3:48 in the third quarter. Woodard's second shot is up and no good. Rebound by Winders. A.J. Winders having himself a really good floor game tonight, the 6'2 junior. Kokonis gets it over to Reed Packer. Packer over to Kokonis. Rodich to the right, cut off by Steele Bates. Reed Kokonis being guarded by Noah Winland. Kokonis goes hard, and that's a nice, strong, left-handed move there by Reed Kokonis for 2 points.
John Glenn just has to react and help out.
So that puts Sheridan up by 7. 3:06 left. Woodard kicks it out to Steele Bates. Back to the zone defense for the red and white. Steele Bates shoots a 3. He knocks it down.
Yeah,
second 3 of the quarter, second 3 of the game. Yeah. That cuts it to 26-22. Winders gets it across the court, being guarded by Lane Hall. A steal. Steele Bates comes in. He misses the layup. Rebounded by Reed Kokonis. Bates almost gets another turnover, and let's see, I think they're going to get Bexley Woodard with a foul. I think the crowd wanted to travel here.
I think they're going to call the bear hug rather than the travel.
I think so too.
It's interesting. I think Coach Fisher he may get out of the zone next trip and maybe we'll go back to the man. I'm sure he's thinking about it right now because John Glenn is starting to heat up a little bit from the 3.
Yes, they are. And that's the last thing Coach Fisher wants to see John Glenn start to get on a roll. Sheridan leads 26-22, 2:34 left here in New Concord. Third game of a triple header and senior night here tonight at the Fish Tank. Last regular season game before the tournaments. So Reed Kokonis finds Andon Hamner, who just checked into the game. He's got his first 2 points of the game. 28-22, 6-point lead for the Generals. 2:15 here in New Concord. Mike Snively alongside Howard Twiggs. Lane Hall over to Will Nikolazakis. Nikolazakis finds Steele Bates inside, but they just couldn't get a good entry pass into Nathan Walker. Turnover by the Muskies. Reed Kokonis goes strong right at Larrick. Larrick defended it, then gets the rebound, and Nathan Walker's going to lay it in for an easy 2 points on the fast break. Walker's first 2 points of the half. Right back comes Sheridan was Rain Rodich. And the ball's going to be tipped out of bounds by Caleb Larrick.
Now, 2 plays ago, John Glenn did get the ball inside to Walker. If they're going to win down by 4 here, that's the way to do it. But last time they got the run out, so the easy basket for Walker.
Easy, the easiest basket of the night for the Muskies. 28-24, possession to Sheridan. Rodich, well defended by Caden Walls. Forced him to throw it back out, and now reset offense here for Sheridan. Reed Kokonis going to try to take it. Looks like the freshman Steele Bates one-on-one, which he does. Goes hard to his left, gets the good roll. Reed Kokonis with 8 points on the night. Sheridan leads 30-24.
Tough matchup, senior against freshman.
Yep, and nice job there, nice move there by Kokonis. Kokonis recognized a possible mismatch. Larrick kicks it out to Nikolazakis. His 3 is up, no good. We're going to have a foul away from everything, and I think they're going to get Andon Hamner with the hold on Larrick. Andon Hamner, the 6'1 sophomore. So 1:01 left here in the third quarter. Hayden Henry's now going to check in. He's a 6'2 sophomore. Good mix of sophomores, juniors on this team for Sheridan. Walker gets it low, loses control, gets it out to Caden Walls. Caden gets fouled as he's going in. The only question here is, was it on the floor or was it going up? Foul's going to be on Evan Anderson. And I said they called that on the floor, didn't they, Howard?
Yes.
Yes. So Sheridan with 4 timeouts left. John Glenn with 3. Nikolazakis gets a good look at the 3, no good. And the rebound is going to be a dead ball rebound, and it goes to Sheridan.
Yeah, they're starting to get looks, though. 4
Better
of the
looks,
3
yeah.
are the Muskies, but, you know, some of them, 2 of them have fallen.
2 fallen, probably 3 or 4 have not, but better looks.
And 1 shot most likely coming for the Generals.
Yeah, clock ticking. Below 40 seconds now here in New Concord. Sheridan leads John Glenn by 6, 30-24. Rodich's shot was blocked. Nice block there by Larrick. Over to Walls. Woodard gets it across the 10-second line. Back to Walls. 26 seconds and ticking. This will end the third quarter. 20 seconds. Walls takes it to the top, almost the mid-court. He's just going to dribble it. 12 seconds. Clock below 8. Here goes Walls. Walls hands it to Bates. Bates finds Woodard 4 seconds. He gets a long 3 up, no good, and nothing doing there at the end for John Glenn. So at the end of the third quarter, John Glenn trails Sheridan 30-24. You are listening to and watching MVL basketball on NASH Icon and YRPtv.
In your time of need, will you be happy with your cut rate car insurance? Will you have the coverages you need? Valentine Insurance is dedicated to protecting you and your family when you need it. As an independent insurance agency, we have partnered with many reputable insurance companies who even have local claims adjusters to provide you with unbeatable service. Are you going to trust a talking lizard to help you with your claim? Really? Don't let this happen to you. Trust the professionals at Valentine Insurance. Call 994-1776.
Welcome back to the campus of John Glenn High School here in New Concord. Mike Snively alongside Howard Twiggs. Want to give a big thank you to our producer tonight, Brett Klein, and our cameraman, Jaron Aber. These two are 2 of the best that we have here, if not the best, at AVC. So thank you to Brett and Jaron. John Glenn trails the Muskies 30-24. Any shooting percentages in that third quarter, Howard?
A little bit better for both teams. Sheridan up to 14 of 40 from the field. John Glenn still struggling a little bit, 12 of 38.
Yeah, 12 of 30. Neither team shooting great, but John Glenn did get a couple better looks, knocked down a couple trays in that third quarter.
Just 3 field goals made, though.
So Sheridan comes out of timeout, tries the backdoor cut, well defended by the Muskies, who pick up the turnover. So they trail 6, beginning of the fourth quarter. Nikolazakis goes to the basket. Nice little finger roll there by Will Nikolazakis. He gets his first 2 on the night. 30-26, Sheridan leads, 7:30.
Sheridan just a little bit tired on that possession.
Just a little bit, so not two good possessions there for Sheridan. So here comes Rain Rodich, crosses over, hands it to Winders. Handed it to Turnus, out to Winders. Back to Kokonis. Kokonis being guarded by Caden Walls. This has been a good matchup all night. 2 strong athletes and quick players. Turnus takes it to the hole. That thing was blocked. Trap now is Nathan Walker, who gets it to Caden Walls. Going to be close to get it across the 10-second line. They do. Woodard kicks it back to Caden Walls. Caden loses the ball. Well defended by Turns. Sheridan turns it back over. Nikolazakis shoots a 3, no good. And we're going to have a foul called on John Glenn. And it's either going to be on Larrick or Walker. And it's going to be on Caleb Larrick.
Yeah, that was just a huge possession for John Glenn. Had they made that, you're down all of a sudden just 2.
Just 1 if it's that 3 goes in, yeah.
Now you're down 4. They have the ball.
As we mentioned earlier, this is both teams' last game and then long layoffs before the tournament. John Glenn has 11 days off before their tournament game. Sheridan has 12. Sheridan gets it across the timeline. Kokonis takes control near midcourt for the Generals, being guarded by Walls. Kokonis kicks it out to Winders. Winders goes up, and that's a tough shot.
Yeah, good shot, though.
Winders has scored in every quarter so far. That's his 8th point. 32-26, Sheridan leads John Glenn. About 6 minutes left here in the game. Bexley Woodard goes up. His shot was blocked by Kokonis. Gets his own rebound. Kicks it over to Noah Winland. Winland kind of trips, loses his balance, shoots it. No good. Reed Kokonis rebounds the basketball for Sheridan. Sheridan brings it up, leading 32-26.
Yeah, what they're doing is they're really bringing John Glenn way out, and then they're doing things like backdoors and dribble drives, but they turn it over.
And this is the sloppiest Sheridan's looked on the offensive end all night. And as you said, they're just getting a little tired possibly right now. So another turnover there by Sheridan. John Glenn trying to get into this lead. Nice little inbounds pass there. Inland pass to
you got to put Walker on the post.
And that made it look easy. So John Glenn trails by 4, 32-28, and Coach Fisher wants to call timeout.
Yeah, he saw the same thing we saw with Walker.
Looking a little bit sloppy. So
Sheridan.
Sheridan.
I think what he's seeing there, Coach, is that, hey, they've made the adjustment of putting Walker on the inside. What are we going to do now? Because Walker could really beat us up on the interior.
I tell you what, we'll keep it here. John Glenn trails by Sheridan, 32-28. I remember one lead, 13-12 by John Glenn. That's the only time John Glenn has led in the game tonight. John Glenn, this is probably going to have to be their time to strike and make some baskets. They're going to have to go to their best player, Nathan Walker.
Which they just did.
And they just did, and it made it look easy. But they're going to have to work to get there.
Well, I think they're going to be okay offensively, but one of the things we've just pointed out was defensively, Sheridan is bringing their offense out on the perimeter, making John Glenn guard them, and then they're so strong off the dribble, they've been able to get good drives inside. Yes. And let's face it, some of their guys are bigger and stronger.
Just bigger and stronger and older, more mature.
Yeah.
Sometimes you run into that in high school where you got a 15-year-old guarding an 18-year-old, even 19 nowadays,
Or back when you played 20,
21, yeah.
What, 8th grade?
I redshirted twice.
That's what I thought.
Twice.
Held back in the 7th.
That's right. So 5:13 here in New Concord, 32-28. 4-point lead by Sheridan. Sheridan's ball. Rain Rodich being guarded really heavily there by Nikolazakis. Rodich gets a look, no good. Rebound by Bexley Woodard. Woodard gets it over to Nikolazakis. Nikolazakis brings it up. He's being guarded by Rain Rodich. Ball over to, they are trying to look for Walker.
Yep, absolutely.
Walker said, throw it up there, Caden.
Give it to me on the low block.
There's a 3-point shot by Bexley Woodard. No good. Great box out by A.J. Winders on Nathan Walker. Kept him off the glass. Kokonis goes up, and he's going to get fouled. And it's going to be 2 shots.
John Glenn had an opportunity, again, to get Walker the ball in the post. And they took a shot that I'm not so sure about.
Just that one good shot, and he just wanted him to lob it up to him, but they missed the opportunity. So this is going to send Rain Rodich. I'm sorry, this is going to send Reed Kokonis to the line. He misses the first one. Kokonis averages about 13 a game, leading scorer. Rodich scores about 12 a game for these Generals. Second shot up, no good, and Caden Walls may have saved the day by knocking it out of Rain Rodich's hand. John Glenn gets it up the court, trailing by 4 here with 4:20 left in the game. Steele Bates, who's been a spark plug lately, misses the 3.
You got to give Walker a touch.
Your best player who averages 17 a game has to touch it at least once every trip down the court. So Rodich being guarded by Nikolazakis. He goes hard to the hole, and he's going to be fouled. Now we see John Glenn fouling more of Sheridan, who's going to the line now.
But, coming back, John Glenn, Walker posted up inside, had a nice shot. and then the last 2 trips, you completely put him out of the picture. That's youth.
They're throwing up threes. Yeah, exactly. Rodich goes to the line, knocks down his first shot. Nice smooth form there by the junior.
I don't know Walker's demeanor. He's probably a very nice young man. But if it's me, if it's you, I know for sure. I'm in somebody's face saying, hey, boys.
Give me the ball.
Give me the ball.
Rodich's second shot, no good. Another rebound by Nathan Walker. Walker this time has no choice but to touch it. He brings it across the court, hands it off to Nikolazakis. Walker this time being guarded by Reed Packer, 6'2 senior.
He's available. Sets up, is going to have a screen.
3:45, John Glenn trails by 5. Back out to Nikolazakis. Gets stuck in the lane. Over to Caden Walls. Caden Walls from the free throw line, no good. Rebound by Anderson for the Generals. Anderson kicks it over to Reed Kokonis, who kicks it to Rodich. Rodich with a nice spin move, but is semi-blocked there by Walker. Out to Nikolazakis. Nikolazakis gets it down the court. Kicks it out, going to have a good look was Bates, but he decides to not shoot it this time. Bates goes strong to the hole, no good. Rebound by Reed Kokonis. Kokonis gets it up in a hurry, and he's being guarded by Walker. 3:06 left. Time's a ticking here in New Concord. Kokonis kicks it over to Anderson. So we got another turnover. Steal's going to be ended up by Caden Walls. Walls kicks it to Steele Bates. Back to Walls, who shoots a 3. No good, it's short. Everybody's looking tired on these shots tonight. Walls goes to the hole, misses the layup. Nothing going on this offensive end. Only 0 field goals. 0 points, I believe, in this quarter by John Glenn, who trails 33-28. So, 3-point shot there by Anderson, no good. Kicks it over to Walker. 2:18 left. Over to Steele Bates for 3, no good. Rebound by Bexley Woodard. Had to fight for it, but got it after he gets possession. Coach Scheck calls timeout, and that's going to leave John Glenn with 1 timeout left. And I tell you what, we'll take it with him. So with 2:09 left here in the fourth quarter, Sheridan leads John Glenn 33-28. You are listening to and watching NBL basketball on NASH Icon and YRPtv.
Our community is a special place, and you work hard to make a living and build a good life for you and your family. It's not always easy. You deserve a local financial partner to be there when you need them most. At Woodsfield Savings Bank, we live, work, and play here. Our cutting-edge technology combined with local decision-making allows us to deliver unmatched personal service. Let us start earning your trust today. Woodsfield Savings Bank. It's personal here.
Welcome back to New Concord here. Mike Snively along with Howard Twiggs, and John Glenn trails the Sheridan Generals 33-28. Howard and I, we were just talking. Sheridan only has 3 points in this fourth quarter. John Glenn only 2.
And that was our guy Walker. And again, Walker has to touch the ball more than he's touching it. He's your best offensive player. He's a senior. He's a big, strong kid against this tough physical defense by Sheridan.
So Nikolazakis gets it to the hole. He throws it, and what a shot that goes in for Will Nikolazakis. Much needed shot in the arm with under 2 minutes now here in New Concord. 33-30, Sheridan leads with possession. And Rodich goes right around and knocks down the 2 and takes it back up to a 5-point lead. 1:46 left. Nikolazakis spins. This one didn't have a chance, didn't get the backboard.
Ouch, that hurt.
Sheridan gets it up quickly. Rodich again, and they're going to call an offensive foul on, I believe that was A.J. Winders, and Caden Wall stuck his nose in there, kept his feet planted into the ground, the offensive foul.
134, you're only down 5. John Glenn, settle down. You don't need to start just jacking stuff up and just throwing up wild shots that are not good percentage shots.
Exactly. So 5 team fouls for John Glenn, 14 fouls for Sheridan. Back to the zone here by Sheridan. Sheridan been switching up defenses quite frequently tonight. Ball goes in, it goes through the legs of Nathan Walker, picked up by Winders for the Generals. Kokonis over to Winders. Winders dribbles through a few people, hands it to Reed Packer. Sheridan just taking time off the clock here, looking for backdoor cuts, nothing doing. John Glenn's kind of in a zone right now. Now they're going to trap, and they're going to get, I think, Nathan Walker on the foul.
Yeah, that's only 6.
That's only 6. 59 seconds here remains. Checking into the game is Evan Anderson for Sheridan and Steele Bates for John Glenn.
Yeah, what they're doing is they're going offense,
defense.
Yeah, taking
Use
the
your
Larry
fouls.
down. Yeah.
Absolutely. Good call there, Howard. John Glenn going to try to make it hard to inbound here. Full denial. And they got Walls on the foul, so that's going to take it to 7 fouls. And this is going to send Sheridan to the line for 1 in the bonus. Checking in is Reed Packer.
And this is what it's going to come down to. Will Sheridan make free throws in the last minute? I mean, it's
if Sheridan
that
makes
simple.
free throws, this game's over.
Yep, if they miss, then Muskies, again, come down.
Kokonis missed his last 2. Shot up, gets the roll. Soft roll there, so gets the first one. 36-30. Sheridan leads John Glenn. Reed Kokonis' second shot up. Good as well. So missed his first 2, knocked his second 2 down. 7-point lead Sheridan. 54 seconds and ticking here in New Concord. Generals in the zone again. Into Woodard. Steele Bates goes baseline, goes hard. And his shot goes in and out. And it's a rebound by Reed Packer. And they're going to foul Reed Packer, who's going to go to the line. So you said it. If Sheridan is able to, at this point, even go 1 for 2.
Yeah.
It's probably going to lock this thing up.
Not double bonus time yet. However, this first one's
a big one.
Yeah.
Got to make that first one. So Packer, the 6'2 senior, does not have a point tonight, and this will be his first trip to the line. Shot up, no good, and we're going to have a violation. And it's going to be, I think, on John Glenn. Stepped in just a little bit early.
I think maybe somebody's toe might have also.
It looks like it was Caden Walls' toe may have stepped in early. So he's going to get, Packer's going to get another shot at it. Missed his first one. Second one's up, no good. Rebounded by Woodard. Out to Walker, 36 seconds and ticking. Walker takes a deep 3, air ball, and it's going to go out of bounds. So 31 seconds, Sheridan leads by 7.
As much as hopefully I've praised Walker tonight, I think I have. That's not a good shot.
No, and it kind of desperate times leads to desperate measures in this situation.
Yeah.
So John Glenn, after the official ties his shoes, is going to try to get it in against man-to-man pressure. So inbounding the ball was Blake Turns, I should say. And John Glenn's going to get a quick foul, and that's going to send A.J. Winders to the line. That's third foul on Bexley Woodard. So now A.J. Winders is going to head to the free throw line for 1-1. That's the 9th team foul, so from now on, anytime John Glenn fouls, it's going to be a 2-shot foul.
Yeah, and there's obviously going to have to be some fouling going on.
Winders' foul shot up, no good. Rebound by Woodard. Muskies trail by 7. Caden Walls comes down, shoots a 3, and he's got it. That's a big 3 there by Caden Walls, and that's his first points on the night. He knocks down the 3, so that with 22.6 left in the fourth quarter, Sheridan leads by 4, 37-33.
Okay, simply put, John Glenn, they are a pressing team. They know their roles in this situation. It's not like you've got to draw something up.
Right.
Trap right away, get the double team. If they get out of it, then we foul right away.
Yep, got to deny first, full denial. Then if you want to get, get that trap, if they get out of that first trap, we got to foul, boys.
Yeah.
And that's how it is.
So that's the good news for John Glenn.
They know what they got to do.
Absolutely.
Yep. Now the player taking out Blake Turns will be able to run the baseline. That's always beneficial when you can run the baseline. So Turns takes it in and finds Kokonis, and he's going to be fouled real quick by Caden Walls. 21.5 left in New Concord. Now, Sheridan's 2 shots the rest of the way out. Right now, it's still a 2-possession game. Even if he makes both of these, Howard, it's still going to be a 2-possession game. It's 6.
Right. You don't have to come down and throw a 3 up, but you got to come down and if they give you something on the drive, take it.
Right. Kokonis 2 of 4 tonight at the line.
Boy, they have been missing free throws, by the way.
Yeah, they have not shot well at the free throw line. They haven't shot a lot. But
I think these last 6, are they maybe 2?
Yeah, 2. That would have been Kokonis missed his first 2, made his second 2, and missed he missed it again, but guess who gets the rebound? Kokonis. Nobody boxed out the shooter. So Kokonis is going to go back and shoot 2 more. He is 2 for 6 on the night. 4-point lead for the Generals. 19.9 seconds. Shot up and good. If Kokonis can make this one, he would be an even 50%, 4 for 8. 38-33. Second shot up, no good. Rebound by Woodard, 5-point lead. Here come the Muskies down the court. They got to hurry. Walls shoots the 3, had an open. Steele Bates underneath, decided to go for the 3. Rodich gets the rebound. He's triple teamed, and he's going to be fouled by Nikolazakis with just 6.8 seconds left, where Sheridan leads by 5, 38-33. Barring any miracles here, looks like the Generals are going to end up in sole possession of 3rd place in the MVL Big School Division.
Muskies will drop to 11-11 and have to get tournament ready after 3 straight games where they, haven't played well.
3 pretty good quality opponents.
Probably the 3 best teams in the league.
In the big school, because a lot can be said for West Muskingum and New Lex as well. So Rodich's shot goes up. That's good. That's going to put Rodich in double digits for the night. He's right at 10 points. Big applause for the seniors that come out tonight for John Glenn. 39-33 here in New Concord. Rodich's second shot up, no good. Rebound, C.J. Dolan, who's entered the game, to Justin Stanbush. Steele Bates might get a shot from half court, but no, he won't. So that's going to wrap it up here at John Glenn High School in New Concord. Final score is going to be Sheridan 39, John Glenn 33. We're going to calculate some stats, send it to our commercials for a little bit, and we'll be right back. You're listening to and watching MVL basketball on NASH Icon and YRPtv.
TikTok Tailgate at Super Bowl 57 is back and bigger than ever this year, live from Arizona. Fans can join the tailgate on NFL TikTok Live starting at 2:55 p.m. Eastern on Sunday, February 12th. Tune in to see your favorite NFL players, TikTok creators, and live performances by this year's headlining artists, Jason Derulo and the Black Keys. You won't want to miss the party.
Let me guess. Unknown caller? You could reduce the number of unwanted calls and emails with online privacy protection. The latest innovation from Discover will help regularly remove your personal info, like your name and address, from 10 popular people search websites that could sell your data. And we'll do it for free. Activate in the Discover app. See terms and learn more at discover.com/online privacy protection.
I was sitting in my car and it wouldn't start. I lifted the hood and the engine was falling apart. What would I do? My eyes filled with tears. Then on the radio I heard of West 40 by Pay here, where for a little money down and a little each week, I could have a car, nice, shiny, and sleek. So I walked in the door and I put the money down. Now I got a nice car that I can drive around. West 40 by Pay here will help rebuild your credit. The corner of Dewey and Route 40 in Cambridge, don't you forget it.
West 40 Auto Sales, corner of Route 40 and Dewey Avenue in Cambridge, is home of the guaranteed credit approval, with most loans approved while you wait. Go to their website to fill out an online loan application, west40autosales.com. You'll also find their weekly special listed there.
Now located at 16050 McConnellsville Road in Caldwell, Ohio, Patrons Buckeye Mutual Insurance Company is a mutual insurance company established in 1896 for the purpose of providing insurance coverage to rural Ohio. They offer a product to meet your insurance need, whether it is for a farm, rental dwelling, home in town, secondary or seasonal dwelling, churches, or mobile home. They partner with Grinnell Mutual Insurance Company to offer liability coverage to package with their patrons' Buckeye Mutual policy. Call today at 638-3604 and follow them on Facebook at Patrons Buckeye.
I'm not buying till I check on Ford.
Most of us are faced with uncertainty every day. Your job, your finances, sporting events, schooling for your children, and so much more. With so much uncertainty surrounding you, there's one auto dealership that you can be certain about, and that's Doan Ford. You can be certain that you'll always get a great deal and the best service afterwards. In business for nearly 60 years has given Doan Ford the reputation of being a strong, reliable dealership. Be certain. Choose Doan Ford. Online at doanford.com.
Welcome back to New Concord here at John Glenn High School, where we just played our last regular season game of the season. Sheridan defeats John Glenn 39-33 to take third place in the MVL Big School Division. By themselves, John Glenn will finish right a game below Sheridan in fourth place in the MVL. So 39-33. Sheridan beats John Glenn. Any thoughts tonight, Howard?
Well, before we get to the numbers, and I think the numbers are probably going to be the most telling things, Mike, but before we get to that, let's give Sheridan credit for a good game plan. They came in very physical. Let's take it to John Glenn. Let's mix up some of the defenses, some zone and some man. Let's handle the pressure. Very good effort by Sheridan tonight. For John Glenn, they had some good moments, but I think the Muskies are going to look back after they watch the films and really reflect on this, is that, you know, what could have been, should have been, and would have been, the Bin brothers, if you may. And that is that we just didn't shoot the ball well, and we just didn't defend some of the dribble drive.
Yeah, and I think 100% Sheridan's defense, timely switching of defenses, really gave the Muskies problems. Hence the 33 points, and we'll hit these shooting percentages later. But I want to go ahead and hit the free throws and points for the game. So first, let's go for the winning team, the Sheridan Generals under Doug Fisher, who they are going to finish. I forgot their record there. I'm going to have them at.
I think that's their 14th win. 14-8.
14-8. Yeah, good job, Howard. 14-8. They were led tonight by Reed Kokonis, their leading scorer. Just 11 with the leading scorer. He was just 3 of 8 from the line, so 11 points for Reed Kokonis. Rain Rodich, the second leading scorer, had 10 points. He was 2 for 4 at the line. A.J. Winders, he was 0 for 2. I'm sorry, he was 0 for 2 at the line. He had 8 points. Sheridan, as you're going to see, didn't shoot really well from the line.
No, we're going to get to that.
Yeah, Blake Turns, just 5 points tonight, but he had a 3 and a basket in the second half, so 5 points. Reed Packer, 0 for 1 from the line. Evan Anderson, the sophomore, came in and knocked down a 3 for 3 points. And another sophomore, Andon Hamner, had a basket in the second half for 2 points. Just 5 of 15 from the line for Sheridan. Had 2 3-point goals. Both of those came early in the game in the first quarter. Now for John Glenn. John Glenn, nobody in double digits tonight. Nathan Walker came in averaging just about 17 a game. He was the leading scorer tonight. He had 9 points, 1 for 1 shooting from the line. Caleb Larrick, 2 points. First basket of the game, ended up with 2 points. Lane Hall, 1 for 2 from the line for 1 point. Caden Walls did not score until the fourth quarter. He had a 3 for 3 points. Noah Winland had a bucket for 2 points. Will Nick Lazakis had 2 baskets in the second half for 4 points. Nathan Walker, as I said earlier, had 9 points. He was 1 for 1 at the line. Bexley Woodard had 6 points. He was 1 for 2 at the line. He had a 3. And Steele Bates knocked down a 3 and was 1 for 2 at the line for 4 points. John Glenn finished 4 of 7 from the line. What you got shooting-wise over there, Howard?
Well, let's give the numbers rebounding. Sheridan did, and by the way, these are highly unofficial. Sheridan did out-rebound the Muskies 37-34. Turnovers 15 for John Glenn, 12 for Sheridan. But the telling number for John Glenn from the field, 15 of 55 for 20%. Sheridan a little bit better, 16 of 60 for 35% or thereabouts. So Sheridan, they had better shots inside, although I think at one point, I think we had counted, they missed about 10 or 12 inside layups. Same thing with John Glenn. So a game that neither team shot well, but Sheridan shot a little bit better.
They did, and both teams couldn't throw a pea in Lake Erie tonight. I mean, it was just not a very good shooting performance, but at this time of the year, you got to figure out how are you going to win games when you don't shoot well, and Sheridan found the way to win the game tonight where they didn't shoot well, as the John Glenn 3 senior basketball players and 5 senior cheerleaders do their last senior walk on the court.
And, congratulations to those 3, Bexley Woodard, Nathan Walker, and Caden Walls. 3 good basketball players, but for John Glenn, a lot of young kids. I think that was one of the big differences tonight too, Mike, is that Sheridan had experienced players, and you'd mentioned this a couple times. There's a huge difference between a senior and freshman, sophomore. That physical growth. And John Glenn, a lot of, let's just call them younger, not so big kids. Yeah. And Sheridan, those big seniors kind of put it to. But, if we can for just a minute before we close it down, Mike, you had talked in the pregame a little bit about the tournament trail for John Glenn. Even though they're now 11-11, you think optimistically they could make some noise?
Well, I do. I see where John Glenn is going to host Steubenville here, and we're going to have that game here on AVC. They host Steubenville on Tuesday, February 21st. John Glenn 7 seed, Steubenville's a 12 seed. I look at a common opponent. Riverview went to Steubenville and beat them. That's the one common opponent I did see. The winner gets the 13 seed. So that's going to be Zanesville, who's on the struggle bus a little bit this year. That if John Glenn were to win the first game, the second game would be here on Saturday, February 25th. I see a very good possibility they can make it to the district semifinals, where they more than likely would have to face a new Philly team they played already. And as we mentioned, Sheridan, they've got the 12 seed. That's a pretty good team to get a 12 seed. And they've got to travel all the way in the Southeast District down to Ironton, which is a good 2.5 hours away. And they play on Wednesday, February 22nd. The winner very well likely could get New Lex, who just won the MVL small school. So can't believe we're here already. So the end of the regular season's here. Howard, it's been fun.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure what the future holds for us, but I know next week I'll be at Meadowbrook at Zanesville, me and Mike Plaziak. So Plaza and I will be at Meadowbrook next weekend. And then the Tuesday after that, I'll be here at the fish tank.
You'll be here. I'll be on my couch.
You'll be on your couch watching, maybe.
Kool-Aid and watching.
Kool-Aid, I like that.
Watching you.
I like that.
So you better do good.
I'll do the best I can.
I know you will.
I only make 5-6 mistakes a quarter. So.
And you're not getting paid by the mistakes,
That's
Mike.
true. That's true. Well, I also want to thank our producer, Brett Klein, and our cameraman, Jaron Aber. We definitely had the A-team here tonight. They've been fantastic all year, and we just need them. I just love being a part of their program because they put on such a good show. So for Mike Snively here for Howard Twiggs, final score, Sheridan 39, John Glenn 33. You've been listening to and watching MVL basketball on NASH Icon and YRPtv. Good night, everyone.
This has been a presentation of AVC Sports.